Welcome to our three-part series on utility resources. I'm your host, Grace Amanya from All In Energy, and I will be teaching you how to understand your utility bill, utility assistance programs, and what can save your household in utility costs. This PSA has been produced by the Department of Housing and Community Development in partnership with Chelsea Community Cable Television and the nonprofit All In Energy. We're going to begin our conversation on how to read your Eversource energy bills and know if you're being overcharged for energy. Your bill contains important information that helps us understand exactly what you're paying for and which utility assistance programs you may be eligible for. What is kWh? A kWh, or kilowatt hour, is a unit of energy used to measure your energy consumption. And how would you know if you're being overcharged for energy? First, we need to understand who your supplier is. Then we need to know the rate at which you are being charged per kWh and compare that to the cost of Eversource's rates. We will walk you through these steps in details now. Step 1. Who is your supplier? Even though Eversource is the only electric company that serves households in Chelsea, the energy provided by Eversource could come from a third-party supplier. You can find out who your supplier is by looking at your energy bill and finding the word supplier towards the top of your bill. Most residents will see Eversource as their supplier. If you have a third-party supplier, you will see a name of a different company listed. Our example bill has Residence Energy shown, for example. Step 2. What is your supply rate? Your supply rate tells us how much you pay per kWh. Your total price also depends on the total amount of kWh you consume. You can find out your price per kWh to the right of the supplier. In summary, your total energy cost is calculated by multiplying the cost of kWh by the number of kWh used. What is Eversource's standard supply rate? Now we compare your rate with Eversource's rate. Eversource's current standard residential rates are as follows. As we just saw, Eversource's standard residential rate is roughly 0.20 cents per kWh. You may be paying a different rate if you have a different third-party energy supplier or if you are receiving a utility discount. If you noticed you're being overcharged by a third-party supplier, you can cancel the contract by contacting the company directly. You can ask them to waive any early termination fees if that's applicable. You can take up to 2 billing cycles for your supplier to revert back to Eversource. If you are not being overcharged, be mindful that your generation services charge may change with each billing cycle, so it's important to monitor your supply rate regularly. Step 3. What is your delivery rate? You can find your delivery rate underneath your supplier. Eversource's basic rate is indicated by R1. R1 means that you don't have a discount applied to your bills, and you pay a standard rate. If you see R2, this means that you are on an energy discounted rate with Eversource, and the rate you pay is lower than the standard rate. You may have been automatically enrolled if you receive some form of income-eligible service, such as SNAP or Mass Health. How can you change your delivery rate? We will go over resources and programs like the utility discount rate, utility forgiveness, and payment plans in our next PSA. For a master guide on utility resources, including a sample bill and tips on understanding your utility costs, please find our utility resource guide in the links at the end of this program. Any comments or questions, you can reach Chelsea's energy advocate, Bianca Mercado, at bmercado@chelseama.gov. Thanks for watching.